Good morning. On this last week of your Lenten conversations, I hope it's been a good discussion, and I hope this final Sunday before Palm Sunday and then Holy Week is also rich for you. This week the rule is Journey of Descent, and it's the final rule in the community of St. Anselm's Rule of Life, and also one of the, as I've said about others, but this one too, one of the most challenging. This rule calls us to go in a way that is different than the world. And I think intellectually many of us know Jesus calls us to live in a way that is different than the world. Ignatian spirituality describes it as following Christ, that there are two worlds, and we can follow the world's way or we can follow Christ. And sometimes I think it's complicated to see when those overlap and when they need to diverge. And this rule to me meets us at that place when our actions as followers of Christ diverge from the ways of the world. It talks about choosing a way of descent in a culture that is not what is admired. It's not what's acknowledged or even sometimes respected. But to follow Jesus, we follow one who, as it says here, we follow him to the cross, to shame and to death, and through it to life. I heard a lecture this week that talks about the ways that we follow God, and we can follow and be for God. We can do nice things for people. We can make dinner for people. We can give money to the poor, and those are all good things, to be sure. But the way of following Christ and the difficult way of giving ourselves to others is to be with them. It's one thing to sit around a table and to make food for someone, but to sit and hear about their pains, to hear about their joys, to hear about life, and to really share it with them, to be with them. Or to go and sit with someone in the hospital and to be with them in that time when they need someone to love them. That's what we're called to, but that again is not a way, it's not one of productivity or finishing things or of efficiency by any means. Rather, it is a way of just being with and just loving those that Christ, that God gives to us. We choose to descend. We give up self-promotion and preferment. We choose to descend in society when the world is determined to climb, and we follow Jesus into suffering, and we bring his risen life as we go. I hope this rule, as we move closer to Holy Week and into the time of looking deeply at Christ's passion and going with him into Good Friday, into his death on the cross, I hope that this causes you and us, me too, to slow down and to see what it means for our God to descend in this way, and how for us that is the sign of an infinite love and an infinite hope, but that we have a God who descends in a way to be with us through the deepest struggles and the deepest pains, and that in some way we are called to do that for others, and that I think is a journey of descent. So I hope your conversation this week is rich. I hope it is good. There are other rules in the community of St. Anselm's Rule of Life, which you can find online, and some of them, there's more that are rich as well. I wish you a good rest of your Lent and a deep and meaningful Holy Week, and then a joyful and peaceful Easter. Thank you.